You sit down with the intention of resting, maybe just for a few minutes, and almost immediately something inside you starts to panic. There's this rising feeling in your chest, this tightness, this sense that you should be doing something, anything, other than just sitting here. Your hands might start to fidget. Your leg might start bouncing. Your mind begins to race through a list of all the things you could be doing, should be doing, need to be doing. And even though your body is exhausted, even though you desperately need to rest, you can't seem to let yourself just be still. The moment you try to do nothing, anxiety floods in like water through a crack, filling every space, making it impossible to simply exist without purpose or productivity or distraction. You might feel guilty, like you're wasting time, like you're being lazy or irresponsible. You might feel a creeping sense of dread, as if something terrible will happen if you stop moving, stop working, stop staying busy. Or you might feel this uncomfortable exposure, like when you're still and quiet, all the thoughts and feelings you've been avoiding suddenly have room to surface. And that feels unbearable. So you reach for your phone, or you get up and start cleaning, or you find some task to fill the space, because stillness feels like danger and doing nothing feels like a threat you cannot afford to face. If this is your experience, I want you to know that there is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken because you can't seem to rest. You are not lazy if stillness makes you anxious. Your nervous system has learned, somewhere along the way, that being still is not safe, that doing nothing means something bad might happen, that you need to stay in motion to stay safe. And that learning, that deep conditioning in your body and brain, it didn't come from nowhere. It came from real experiences, from real moments when maybe stillness did mean danger, when letting your guard down did leave you vulnerable, when you had to stay alert and productive and useful to survive emotionally or physically. Your anxiety around doing nothing is not irrational. It's a response that made sense at some point in your life. It protected you. It kept you safe in an environment that required constant vigilance or constant performance or constant readiness. But now, even when you're in a safe space, even when nothing is actually threatening you, your nervous system still believes that stillness is the enemy, that rest is dangerous, that you cannot afford to stop. And so you keep moving, keep doing, keep filling every moment with activity and noise and distraction, because that feels safer than simply being here, present, with nothing to do and nowhere to go. Let's talk about why doing nothing can feel so terrifying for an anxious mind. Because understanding this can help you feel less alone and less like there's something fundamentally wrong with you. When you grow up in an environment where you had to be hypervigilant, where you couldn't predict what might happen next, where you learned that you needed to stay alert to stay safe, your nervous system develops a pattern of constant scanning, constant readiness, constant activation. Stillness, in that context, feels dangerous because if you're still, you might miss something important. You might not see the threat coming. You might not be able to react quickly enough. So your brain learns to associate activity with safety and stillness with vulnerability. Even when you're no longer in that environment, even when the actual threat is gone, your nervous system continues to operate from that old pattern, believing that if you stop moving, something bad will happen. And so when you try to rest, when you try to do nothing, your brain sounds an alarm. It floods you with anxiety, with urgency, with the sense that you need to get up and do something right now. It's trying to protect you, but in doing so, it's keeping you from the rest and stillness your body so desperately needs. There's also the layer of productivity trauma, this internalized belief that your worth is tied to what you produce, what you accomplish, how useful you are. If you grew up in a culture or family where your value was measured by your achievements, where love and approval were conditional on your performance, where rest was seen as laziness and stillness was seen as wasting time, then your nervous system learned that doing nothing is not safe because it means you're not valuable, you're not worthy, you're not enough. And that's terrifying. So even when you have permission to rest, even when logically you know you need to rest, there's this deep fear that if you stop producing, if you stop achieving, if you stop being useful, you will lose everything. You will be abandoned, rejected, left behind. And so you keep going, keep pushing, keep filling your time with tasks and goals and productivity, because that feels like survival. That feels like the only way to ensure you're worthy of love and belonging. But underneath all of that, you're exhausted. You're so tired of having to earn your existence, of having to justify your right to rest, of never being able to simply be without having to prove something. And then there's the piece about emotional compression, about how for some of us, staying busy is the only way we know how to keep difficult emotions at bay. When you're in motion, when you're focused on tasks and distractions, there's no space for grief or sadness or fear or loneliness to surface. But the moment you stop, the moment you try to do nothing, all of those feelings start to rise up, and it's overwhelming. It's like you've been holding a door closed against a flood of emotion, and the moment you let go, the moment you stop pushing, everything comes rushing in. And that's terrifying. So you learn to never stop, to never be still, to never give those feelings space to exist, because it feels like if you do, you'll be swallowed whole, you'll fall apart, you'll lose control. And so doing nothing becomes associated with emotional overwhelm, with the fear of what you might feel if you're not constantly distracting yourself. Your nervous system believes that stillness equals exposure to unbearable pain, and so it keeps you moving, keeps you busy, keeps you safe from the feelings you're not ready to face. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to just notice what's happening in your body. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to fix anything. Just notice. Are you holding tension somewhere? Is your jaw tight? Are your shoulders up near your ears? Is there a restlessness in your chest or your legs? This feeling like you need to move, need to do something? Just notice it with gentleness, with curiosity, without judgment. Your body has been working so hard to keep you safe by staying activated, by staying ready, by never fully resting. And it's exhausted. It's so deeply exhausted. But it doesn't know how to stop because stopping feels dangerous. So right now, in this moment, I want to invite you to just be here with me. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to accomplish anything. You don't have to be productive or useful or impressive. You can just exist, just breathe, just be present in your own body without needing to justify it or earn it or prove that you deserve it. And I know that might feel uncomfortable. I know your mind might start listing all the things you should be doing instead. But right here, right now, you have permission to do absolutely nothing. You have permission to rest. You have permission to simply be. Let's breathe together for a moment. Not because we're trying to fix your anxiety or make it go away, but just because your breath is always here, always available, always anchoring you to this present moment. Feel your breath moving in and out of your body. Feel the gentle rise of your chest or belly as you inhale, the soft release as you exhale. You don't have to control it or make it perfect. Just feel it. Your breath is always in the present moment. It's not thinking about the past or worrying about the future. It's just here, breathing, keeping you alive, keeping you grounded. And you can come back to it anytime you need to, anytime you feel that restlessness rising, anytime you feel the pressure to do something. Just come back to your breath. Feel it. Let it remind you that you're here, you're safe, you're okay. And in this moment, there's nothing you need to do. There's nowhere you need to be. You can just breathe and exist, and that is enough. I want to acknowledge how hard it is to rest when you grew up needing to stay alert. Maybe you had to watch for signs of danger, had to anticipate the moods of adults around you, had to be ready to react or protect yourself or take care of others. Maybe you learned that letting your guard down meant getting hurt, that relaxing meant something bad would happen when you weren't prepared. And so your nervous system learned to never fully rest, to always stay a little bit on, a little bit ready, a little bit vigilant. And now, even in safety, even when there's no actual threat, you can't seem to turn that off. Stillness feels like vulnerability. Doing nothing feels like negligence. And so you keep yourself busy, keep yourself moving, because that's what feels familiar, what feels safe. But I want you to consider the possibility that maybe, just maybe, you don't have to live that way anymore. Maybe you can slowly, gently, teach your nervous system that stillness is safe now, that you don't have to be constantly on guard, that you can rest without something bad happening. It won't happen overnight. It will take time and patience and repetition, but it is possible. You can learn to feel safe in stillness. You can learn to do nothing without anxiety flooding in. You can learn to rest. Or maybe you grew up in an environment where your worth was tied to your achievements, where you had to constantly prove yourself, constantly earn approval, constantly be the best or the most helpful or the most accomplished. And so stillness feels like failure. Doing nothing feels like falling behind, like everyone else is moving forward while you're standing still, like you're wasting your potential or letting people down. There's this internal voice that's so harsh, so critical, telling you that you don't deserve to rest until you've earned it. And you never feel like you've earned it because there's always more to do, always another goal to reach, always another standard to meet. And so you push yourself relentlessly, and your body is exhausted, and your mind is exhausted. But you can't seem to give yourself permission to stop, because stopping feels like giving up, feels like admitting defeat, feels like proving that you're not good enough. And I want to say this as gently and clearly as I can. Your worth is not dependent on what you produce or achieve or accomplish. You are inherently valuable simply because you exist. You don't have to earn your right to rest. You don't have to justify taking a break. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, including yourself. You are enough exactly as you are right now without doing a single thing. And you deserve rest. You deserve stillness. You deserve to exist without constantly having to perform or produce or prove your value. Let's imagine together what it might feel like to truly rest, to do nothing without fear or guilt or anxiety. Imagine yourself sitting in a comfortable space, maybe on a couch or a chair or your bed, and you're just sitting there with nothing to do. Your body is soft and relaxed. Your shoulders are dropped. Your jaw is loose. Your breath is slow and steady. And in your mind, there's quiet. Not emptiness, not numbness, but a gentle quiet where thoughts can come and go without urgency, without pressure, without demanding anything from you. You're just here, present, aware, at peace. And there's no part of you that feels like you should be doing something else. There's no guilt, no restlessness, no fear. You're simply existing, and it feels safe. It feels good. It feels like relief. I know that might seem impossible right now. I know your nervous system might be screaming that this could never happen, that you could never feel that way. But I want you to hold onto this image, this possibility, because it represents what you're moving toward. It represents what healing can look like. And every small step you take toward allowing yourself to rest, every moment you practice stillness, even when it's uncomfortable, you're teaching your nervous system that this is possible, that you can feel safe in your own presence, that doing nothing doesn't have to be terrifying. One of the most powerful things you can do is to start practicing stillness in very small doses. You don't have to sit down and do nothing for an hour. That would be overwhelming and would likely just reinforce the anxiety. Instead, you can start with just a few minutes, maybe even just 1 minute. Sit down with the intention of doing nothing for 60 seconds. Notice what comes up. Notice the restlessness, the guilt, the urge to get up and do something. Notice it without judgment, without trying to make it go away. Just observe it with curiosity, like you're a scientist studying your own nervous system. Oh, there's the anxiety. There's the guilt. There's the voice telling me I should be productive. And then, gently, bring yourself back to your breath, back to the sensation of sitting, back to the present moment. You're not trying to force yourself to feel calm. You're just practicing being still, practicing allowing whatever feelings arise without immediately reacting to them. And over time, with repetition, with patience, your nervous system will start to learn that stillness is okay, that nothing bad happens when you rest, that you can survive doing nothing. And those few minutes will gradually become easier, and you can slowly extend them, building your capacity for rest one small moment at a time. You can also practice grounding yourself in your body when the anxiety around stillness arises. When you feel that restlessness, that urgency to move, bring your awareness down into your body. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. Feel the texture of the fabric beneath your hands. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. These physical sensations are happening right here, right now, in this present moment. And in this present moment, you are safe. Nothing is chasing you. Nothing is demanding something from you. You're just here, in your body, breathing, existing. And that's okay. You can also place a hand on your heart or your belly, feeling the warmth of your own touch, the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat or breath. This is a way of telling your nervous system, I'm here, I'm with you, you're safe. It's a way of providing yourself with a comfort and reassurance that your body needs to start relaxing, to start trusting that stillness is not a threat. I know how much grief there is in realizing that you've never felt safe enough to truly rest, that your whole life you've been running from stillness, filling every moment with activity and noise and distraction, because that's the only way you knew how to survive. There's grief in recognizing how exhausted you are, how much you've pushed yourself, how little permission you've given yourself to simply be. And it's okay to feel that grief. It's okay to be sad about what you didn't get, about the childhood or environment or circumstances that taught you that rest was dangerous. You deserved to feel safe. You deserve to be able to rest without fear. You deserve to be allowed to exist without having to constantly prove your worth or stay vigilant or perform. And you didn't get that. And that's not fair. But now, as an adult, you have the opportunity to give yourself what you didn't receive. You can learn to create safety for yourself. You can learn to rest. You can learn to be still without anxiety consuming you. It's a process. It's not easy, but it is possible. And you deserve to experience what it feels like to truly rest, to do nothing, and feel safe while doing it. As we move toward the end of our time together, I want to offer you this. Doing nothing is not a waste of time. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. Doing nothing, true rest, true stillness, is actually one of the most radical and necessary things you can do for your nervous system, for your mental health, for your overall well-being. Your body needs rest to heal. Your mind needs stillness to process and integrate. Your spirit needs space to just exist without demands or expectations. And when you deny yourself that, when you keep pushing and producing and staying busy, you're running on empty, you're depleting yourself. You're reinforcing the very patterns that are keeping you trapped in anxiety and exhaustion. So learning to do nothing, learning to rest, learning to be still without fear, this is not indulgent or selfish. It's essential. It's an act of self-compassion and self-care. It's you finally giving yourself permission to be human, to have needs, to not have to earn every moment of rest. The next time you find yourself with free time and you feel that familiar anxiety rising, that pressure to fill the space with productivity or distraction, I want you to pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what if I just let myself be still for a moment? What if I let myself do nothing and see what happens? And then gently, compassionately, without judgment, allow yourself to sit with whatever arises. If anxiety comes, let it be there. You don't have to make it go away. You don't have to fix it. Just let it be there while you stay present, while you keep breathing, while you remind yourself that you are safe right now in this moment. And if you can only do this for 30 seconds before you need to get up and move, that's okay. That's still practice. That's still you teaching your nervous system something new. And the next time, maybe it will be a little easier. Maybe you'll be able to sit for a full minute, and then 2 minutes. And gradually, over time, stillness will become less threatening and more welcoming, less terrifying and more peaceful. You are not broken for struggling with rest. You are not failing if doing nothing makes you anxious. You are someone whose nervous system learned to stay activated, to stay safe. And now you're learning something new. You're learning that you can be safe in stillness. You're learning that you don't have to earn your rest. You're learning that your worth is not dependent on your productivity. And that's hard work. That's deep, challenging, brave work. So please be gentle with yourself as you move through this process. Please be patient with your nervous system as it slowly learns new patterns. Please give yourself the compassion and understanding you would give to someone you love who is going through something difficult. You deserve that kindness. You deserve that grace. And you deserve to feel safe in your own presence, to rest without fear, to do nothing, and know that you are still worthy, still valuable, still enough. Your body can learn to relax. Your mind can learn to quiet. Your nervous system can learn that stillness is not danger. And slowly, gently, with time and practice and compassion, you will reclaim your right to rest. You will discover what it feels like to do nothing and feel safe while doing it. And that peace, that stillness, that freedom from constant anxiety, it's waiting for you. It's available to you. And you are worthy of it. You always have been,